Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. I am Joe. So, a former SEC official has stated that he believes that the SEC is going to lose based upon the merits of the case. That's a pretty big deal. That means that even SEC officials think that the Security and Exchange Commission is going to lose. And if they do, that means Ripple will be the only one. Ripple will be the only one with clarity. Ripple will be the only one that institutional investors will be free to invest into without fear of the SEC. So I'm going to read this briefly. I'm sure you have all heard it, but in case you haven't, we'll just kind of go briefly over it, and then we'll go into what would it mean if Ripple has clarity. A former executive from the United States Security and Exchange Commission believes the regulator has a good chance of losing its $1.3 billion lawsuit against Ripple on the merits of the case. Of course, we've all heard the case, we've all seen it, we all hear that it sounds bunk. If the Securities and Exchange Commission knew that Ripple was a security all the way back in 2012 and they let it deal legally on exchanges until for 8 years, they're supposed to protect the investor, but here they're saying that it was an unregistered security, but we're just going to turn our blind eye and go ahead and let it happen. And the appearance of impropriety from within the Security and Exchange Commission is just astounding. They're getting paid big bucks to sit on the Securities and Exchange Commission from businesses that stand to benefit directly, and they benefit directly from making things that they call directives. They put it on their official website. Hinman's speech was on the SEC's website, so I mean, obviously they looked at it as official guidance. They referred to it as such, not saying the words official guidance, but when people ask questions in emails, the Securities and Exchange Commission would reply of, look at Hinman's speech. That's guidance. Well, now they don't want it to be guidance, but then they do want it to be guidance, and they're so wishy-washy that, I mean, their case just looks, it looks like a kangaroo court, and I can't figure out why. I mean, they had to have known that with the internet, all the sleuths out there would get into it, tear it apart, and say, none of this makes any sense, except for the fact that people lined their pockets along the way. That part makes perfect sense. Attorney Joseph Hall has also voiced concerns over what the SEC's endgame could be regarding the high-stakes case against Ripple, which will have ramifications for the entire industry. This will change everything. If if XRP is the one, and even if XRP fails, Ripple will move on without XRP, but if XRP becomes the one, if it has clarity, if it has regulatory clarity, and people are allowed to invest in it institutionally, it's going to skyrocket. It's going to be the only one with clarity. So back over to here to finance feeds. What will happen to XRP? The two main scenarios. In case of a win, U.S. crypto exchanges are likely to relist XRP, and there's potential for a new dynamic in the market because, XRP will be the only one. And XRP may be the only crypto asset with regulatory clarity in the jurisdiction, not even Bitcoin. All that money in Bitcoin, all these main institutional investors investing in Bitcoin, sure, they might hold on to it, but I guarantee they're going to hedge their bets and take some of that money and put it into XRP because it's got clarity. It's got regulatory clarity. Garlinghouse and Ripple investors have signaled the intention of going public via IPO after the lawsuit. Yeah, that's going to be big for Ripple right there. And they do sell Ripple shares. You can buy Ripple shares. There's also a chance that the wider digital asset space will be saved from the SEC, given the precedent-setting nature of the lawsuit. And this is absolutely precedent-setting. This is like the first battle at the beginning of a war. I mean, whichever way this goes, the tide turns. If the SEC gets their way, well, then guess what? Pretty much every crypto out there could willy-nilly be declared a security at the drop of a hat. even if the case looks flimsy. In case of a loss, XRP itself is unlikely to be erased, as Ripple has no control over how much of the stock, and the majority of it's overseas anyways, how much of the stock and an extremely high percentage of XRP holders are based abroad, where the SEC has no jurisdiction. The digital asset would remain delisted in U.S. exchanges, but probably not in other countries, as no other regulators have shown signs of suing Ripple yet. I know. The United States stands out. We're the ones that said, well, no, it's a good product. It's a great product. The fees are less than Bitcoin. It's scalable. It's fast. It's got high TPS. But no. We're going to push Bitcoin and Ethereum with their high gas fees and their slow transaction times. And come on now. Garlinghouse has previously mentioned the intention of moving its headquarters overseas in case of a loss. Singapore could be it. But again, settlement is the likely outcome of the SEC versus Ripple case. Yes. No matter what anybody says, in the end of the day, the most likely outcome is that there will be a settlement. I'm going to put on this picture just because I like that picture. That's the most likely outcome. That Ripple will get a slap on the wrist fine of, I don't know, $100 million. I don't know. Something like that. But then I don't know. Ripple has been fighting tooth and nail, and they've got the SEC against the ropes. Public opinion matters. The court of public opinion is probably the highest court in the land, in my opinion. Not financial advice, any of it. I thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. Leave a comment and let me know. I'll see you guys on the next one.